What's going on? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more, back on the boxing grind. And it's serious this morning, man. The morning flow or the early morning grind is going crazy. We got a couple more boxing videos, at least one more on tap for this morning, man, because I ain't waking up until the afternoon, God willing. You feel me? But we working. And Eddie Hearn says that Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua is it's not gonna happen. He can't make it. It's an unmakeable fight. He says it's not gonna happen because Tyson Fury, like we talked about earlier, asked for a 60-40 split and champion benefits in his favor, and he said that he thought it was joking, but he found out Fury was dead ass serious, and they don't want to get Deontay Wilder what he offering. So at the end of the day, Anthony Joshua could do no wrong in the fans' eyes. I mean, he could slap an old lady right now and won't nothing happen. He can go jump some crippled kids or beat some retarded kids right now. Nothing gonna happen. He can't do no bad. And it's just not the UK fans; it's American fans as well. And if it wasn't for Joseph Parker bending over and getting broke in by Eddie Hearn in negotiations, and that fight wouldn't be happening. And I got a theory before I continue this. I remember Brasworth Puev, Kurbat Puev. I call him Brasworth Puev. I remember he said he wasn't physically in shape for Anthony Joshua. He did a long Facebook post saying that he wasn't in shape and he wasn't going to be forced to fight Anthony Joshua back in October. He said it was too quick, and he knew he was the mandatory for quite some time. And Anthony Joshua was trying to be force him to take that fight back in October, but he wasn't physically ready, and he wasn't even on speaking terms with his management. And he was trying to make that fight happen to avoid Luis Ortiz, because Luis Ortiz let Vladimir Klitschko and Anthony Joshua fight for the belt when it was supposed to be Vladimir Klitschko versus Luis Ortiz. Klitschko was scared and didn't want to take that fight, and they paid Luis Ortiz to step aside and let them fight for the belt. And the winner, no matter what happened, immediate rematch or whatever, Ortiz was supposed to get the winner. They played him, and then the drug test thing came about, and they got him out the way. But before the drug test thing came about, they asked the WBA, can they do a mandatory with the IBF, which one he supposed to be right, and Ortiz is supposed to get a shot, and they let him do it. Like I said, he can do no wrong, and they let him go and fight Puev. But now thinking about it, just popping into my head before I did this video, Puev never was going to take that fight. I believe Puev might have been injured, or if he was injured at all, he wasn't physically ready for that fight. So Puev was never going to take that fight with Anthony Joshua at the end of October in Wales at the Principality Stadium. I think the plan all along was always to have Carlos Takam step in at the last minute after he got everybody's ticket money. And Eddie Hearn is a dirty, mofo, and a lot of promoters did. In business, you have to be shrewd and have to get your hands dirty. So don't take that as the ultimate insult. You have to be dirty. But thinking about it now and putting the pieces together, I believe that was the situation. Puev was adamant in that interview that he did and through text, and you can translate it through Facebook Translator, that he was not ready for Anthony Joshua, on the business side, and physically he was out of shape. And I knew in my heart, just thinking about it, that Eddie Hearn pulled that and gypped the fans. And Carlos Takam already knew in the beginning that he was going to be the opponent to step in and make a nice little payday. And I believe that. But, if it wasn't for Joseph Parker bending over and taking the lash and keep compromising from Eddie Hearn, then that fight wouldn't be happening. Then you probably, I don't know what you'd be getting, but Anthony Joshua would fight the 30th ranked contender in the WBC or the NIBA champion right now and still pull $20 million. That's how dumbfounded a lot of the fans are over there. They just want to see him fight any and everybody. They believe he's the #1 heavyweight. They act like he's the unified, undisputed lineal heavyweight already. And Eddie Hearn is playing off of that. Anthony Joshua was able to open up doors for Eddie Hearn that Eddie Hearn's never had before. Not just because his daddy got him the Sky deal, and he's a very young, successful promoter. But without Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn wouldn't be anything. He wouldn't have Danny Jacobs. He wouldn't have an HBO pipeline deal. He wouldn't have nothing. And that's factual. And he's using that power, to try to dominate the boxing world. And as long as Anthony Joshua is smiling, clean cut, and winning and getting knockouts and not getting exposed, it doesn't matter. He's going to protect him because not only is Anthony Joshua his golden fighter, but he's his golden goose when it comes to the business side of boxing. He controls the board with Anthony Joshua right now. And when he's ready to pull him over to America, it will be with HBO after the Showtime deal is ran out. And I heard Idris Schaefer talk on that about a month or two ago. I did the video on that as well. But at the end of the day, you know, it's going to be him strong-arming Tyson Fury, strong-arming Deontay Wilder. He's strong-arming Joseph Parker, and it's up to them not to let that happen. Know your worth. You know, continue to fight. You know who you got to fight for, Deontay Wilder. If, you know, Tyson Fury get back in shape and you and Tyson Fury can make the biggest fight in the UK and overshadow Anthony Joshua, the biggest fight in the heavyweight division, and get a lot of buzz, and he puts the pressure on Anthony Joshua to make you come to the table and make him understand that you guys are no 80-20 or 70-30 or 60-40 split in his favor. When he see you guys getting all the buzz and put on an epic fight, maybe then Eddie Hearn will feel obligated to kind of compromise some. But right now, they in the cockpit. They in the front driver's seat, man. You know, Eddie flying the plane, and you know Anthony Joshua's the assistant. You know, and that's how they want to keep it, man. And they strong arming everybody. But to me, is, you know, it's everybody is crazy. Everybody wants too much from Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn. It's everybody fault. Oh, they asking for too much. At the end of the day, these is grown men as well. They bring something to the table. You feel me? You know, they part of a mega fight. It take two to make a mega fight. You know what I'm saying? And they knew their worth. And if they get together and you know, they build their careers up right and they fight each other, they don't need Anthony Joshua. He can have his little trinkets. At the end of the day they fight, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, he can get his ish together. The day they fight and they make a big fight and Anthony Joshua's not involved in it, he gonna be feeling some type of way. But he's a very sensitive, he's a very touchy-feely little punk, in my opinion. And I said it several times. He's a very sensitive guy. And as sensitive as he is, as sensitive as his chin is. You know, you could tell the way he thought, oh, I don't like the way they calling me out, or Klitschko, you know, showed me some respect. Like, shut up, it's boxing, man. It's a combat sport and it's a showman sport. Just because, you know, you were stiff and you were lame and you respectful, don't make Tyson Fury got to be a stiff and lame. Don't mean Deontay got to be a stiff and lame. Don't mean they got to bow down to you and show you respect. They supposed to disrespect the champion, and you supposed to show them in the ring why, what happens when they disrespect the champion, right? He's just such a punk, man. Like, I don't even, you know, as a fighter, he's a solid fighter, but as a person, he's just so sensitive, sissified, man. And I don't know if it's Eddie Hearn making him soft or whatever it is. They talking about he was a drug dealer. I don't see it. I don't know how y'all drug dealers cut over there in the UK, but I wouldn't be going around telling people a sissy like Anthony Joshua, the way he crying, that people talking about him and they want to, you know, just criticize him the way he crying and dealing with the criticism. I wouldn't want nobody tell you know, anybody in the world that, oh, this is one of our drug dealers. Like, get out of here. He's soft as cotton. That chin soft, and he gonna get checked by Deontay Wilder sooner or later. God willing, that they can get in the ring if he feels like he's ready to get in the ring, or he need to wait till 2028 to get in the ring with Deontay. But it is what it is. He thought Fury was easy pickings. Not so. We gone.